Yo, what is good, guys? Welcome to Spy AI weeks 2 and 3, where I test Spy AI to see if it is a profitable trading bot. Boogie, per usual, needs his camera time. Attention fiend. But let's get into it, right? If you guys saw my first video, we went over the first week's progress, and if you guys know, I'm testing out Spy AI for 4 weeks straight, so we get a month sample size to see how well it does, and then at the end on the 4th week's video, I'll go over what trades it took that week, and then I'll also give like a summary of my thoughts on it, how you could potentially use it to be profitable, if the bot is even profitable in the first place. Pretty much my whole overview and thoughts on it, but right now we're just going to cover the trades that it took to show you guys. So I noticed a lot of the comments on the previous video were saying, hey, well, it took other trades and you didn't chart those. Guys, those were not during New York Stock Exchange Open. So if you're trading options or futures, you wouldn't have even been able to place those trades in the first place. And if you're trading Forex, you should know well enough that, hey, you probably or you should not be trading the S&P 500 after hours, right? Not during US market open or New York Stock Exchange Open, okay? So with that being said, right, like this, when was this? This was during London session. When was this? This was during London session again, right? I'm only showing trades from New York Stock Exchange session because that's when you can trade it, okay? Use your brains. All right. So, let's go into the trades that it took this week, okay? So, or sorry, not this week, the past 2 weeks, okay? So I never did a week 2 video. We're keeping week 2 and 3 together, and we'll go over the trades that it took, okay? So this first trade, and we'll talk about how we could, avoid taking this. This first trade was a 1 to 0.21 risk to reward ratio, so a terrible risk to reward ratio, okay? But it hit take profit. What are the odds that you end up actually making any profit from this? Little to none, because, right, if the entry is right here, and from right there, the risk to reward is 1 to 0.21, right? Spread is going to push that fill a little bit higher, and then next thing you know, you're taking profit at break even, okay? So this would pretty much be a break even trade. If anything, you made a couple bucks, a couple cents, okay? How can we avoid this? Okay, so after using this bot for some time now, I've realized that it takes profits pretty much once the candle gets to this EMA. So if we see, okay, it's probably going to go, it told us to go long here, but the EMA is right there, don't take the trade. Same thing with going short, right? Like if we see this, boom, it's telling us to go short right here, our stop loss has to be all the way up here, and it's probably going to take profit when that EMA hits, right? Use your brain. Take only good risk to reward setups. Okay, so this one, boom, 0, 0, and 1, because it's pretty much a break-even trade. Maybe you made a couple bucks because it hit take profit. Okay, on to the next. Okay, this trade, great risk to reward ratio. I like this trade. Worked out perfectly. Okay, had a 1 to 1.4 risk to reward ratio. Okay, you entered here. Maybe you got a fill slightly higher, but even then, 1 to 1.2, right? Boom. 1, 0, and 1 now. So after this trade, up around 1.2%, we'll say, on week 2. Moving forward, this is during London session, so we don't count that. And this, again, very similar to this long position trade that we talked about over here about how we could avoid this just using our brains, being smart actual traders, right? That's why I would suggest if you want to use this bot, you actually are relatively familiar with how to trade and understanding the mechanics of trading, because if you see this setup with a 1 to 0.17 risk to reward ratio, you should know not to take it. And you should also know not to take it if it's telling you to short where it would take profit at, right? Like this, you're going to be entering and then exiting within less than a second. Okay, so are we even going to be taking this trade? No. Maybe you took this trade, you get filled, again, slightly lower due to spread and commission. You're making 0.1%, if not like 0.05%, if not breaking even or just losing money. Okay, so how can we avoid that? Don't take trades that are super close to the EMA. Boom. So that, again, is going to be another break-even baby profit or just tiny fucking loss on that, because it did end up taking profit. Okay, so 1 win, 0 losses, 2 break-even trades. Moving forward, when were these taken? London session, don't count. When was this taken? Asian session, doesn't count. When was this taken? Okay, so boom. We have its actual first real loss. Okay, as you guys know, in the week 1 video, SPY AI never took a loss. This is the first loss that SPY AI actually took. Okay, it was on Friday. Told us to short right here. Again, this is a good setup considering what the AI works with, right? So this tells you to short. It was probably going to take profit on the EMA, so I just, kind of eyeballed it, gave it around a 1 to 1.25 risk to reward ratio. Ended up getting stopped out. Okay, so with that, ended out week 2 with a 1 win, 1 loss, okay, and 2 break-even trades. Okay, so this loss, you would have lost 1%. On the win, you would have gained like 1.2% to 1.4%. Okay, so maybe you're up a slight percent, maybe even more if those break-even trades were slightly profitable for you. Okay, so relatively a break-even week for week 2. Okay, moving on, Monday starts up. Okay, moving into week 3, we had no trades on Monday, no trades on Tuesday. Okay, so this is something that you guys need to note when you're using this, right? You're going to be constantly monitoring. Don't freak out if it doesn't give you a trade. Sometimes there's just not a trade to take. Okay, moving forward, this was not a trade that we were going to take because it was during London session, but it did take 2 other trades on Wednesday, okay, from this previous week. Okay, we had this long position trade right here, told us to go long, ended up stopping us out. So for week 4, we are 0-1. Okay, after this trade gets stopped out, we can go ahead and get rid of that. Oops. Okay, moving on to the next trade that it took, we had a long position trade with a take profit right here. This one ended up hitting take profit. I really like this trade. Okay, and once again, how could we, manipulate this so it works out better for us? Okay, guys, the way that you can use this bot, you can actually be a lot more profitable than it actually is. You can avoid, so this you wouldn't have been able to avoid, right? This in our eyes looks like a good trade using the bot, right? We go long right here. We're looking to take profit at the EMA. We're far from the EMA. We won't have like one of those stupid break-even trades. It looks good, right? We get stopped out. This trade, okay, we go long again. It tells us to take profit on this candle close, right? What we could have done though is just take profit right when it hits the EMA. So that would have been right around here. That would have given us a better risk to reward, like a 1 to 1.5 risk to reward compared to when it told us to take profit at a 1 to 0.8 risk to reward. So instead of, still being in the negative on the week, while closing like this, like the bot tells you to, right? We have to use our brains. If you are using this, we're assuming that you're a trader. Don't just be copy and paste while using this, but because you can, potentially use this to add some profits to your portfolio over time by using what the bot tells you, okay? So if you took profits when it hit the EMA, you would have had a 1 to 1.5 risk to reward ratio versus if you just close, boom, right there at a 1 to 0.8 risk to reward, something stupid like that, right? But we're going to go based off of what the bot said. Okay, so 1 and 1 on the week, still technically down 0.2%, but again, right, we could have done better by taking profit right when it hits that EMA, and I suggest you do that for most trades. Okay, moving on. Didn't take these because they were during London session. And once again, right, guys, like, look, it's telling you to short right here, and your take profit would have been right here. Okay, this is not where you take profit. This is just showing what candle it took profit on. This little arrow right here is where it took profit. Okay, so instead of, shorting here, again, this is a London session trade, so it doesn't count. But instead of shorting here and taking profit here for what would have been a break-even type trade, you could have taken profit right here. So if we set this up, boom, short, and then your stop loss always goes above the high, like this, okay? Instead of taking profit right here for a 1 to 0.25%, or for a 1 to 0.25 risk to reward ratio, which is going to be essentially break even after fees and commission, or after spread and commission, okay, we could have gotten let's say it's like right around here. Again, a 1 to 1.5 risk reward ratio. Had we just been smart traders, understood the strategy that this bot uses, and followed it. Okay, moving forward, we didn't take this trade because it was during London session, and boom, that's the end of that week. So week 3, 1-1, right? Technically a losing week, even though it split between this loss and this win. Again, you probably could have prevented having a losing week by taking profit at the EMA, but we're going to go based off what the bot has done. So with that being said, the past 2 weeks were not necessarily as impressive as that first week that we saw, where it was all wins. There was 2 break-even trades, 2 losses, 2 small wins to potentially cover those losses, right? In week 3, we saw that it covered. In week 2, we didn't necessarily get that. Or sorry, in week 2, the losses were covered. In week 3, we didn't necessarily see the losses get covered. And then overall, in total, the bot is currently up 3%. Okay, how you could, potentially increase the earnings of this is instead of risking 1% per trade, risk 3% if you know this is just going to be a super slow and steady, and that's how most bots are. If it's going to be super slow and steady risk, or super slow and steady gain, right? You're getting like some wins, some losses, some break-even trades, right? So what I would do is I would risk 3% on the trades that these take. So instead of, ending out the week or the month of only a 3% profitability, you're ending the week or the month with 9%. That's just how I would use this bot. Obviously, my personal trading strategy is a bit different because I'm able to get slightly better risk to reward ratios, and then also I'm able to personally manage the position while it's getting active. But that is all. Super quick video, just going over the trades that it took, and then week 4 is going to be posted next week. Hopefully you guys are excited to see that video. I've been loving doing this series, posting the videos on TikTok. It's been awesome being able to show those trades to you guys and actually test this out. I appreciate Morgan for giving me access to the bot to show you guys. Again, I'm not sponsored. I'm not getting paid to do this. Literally just for fun, just for a series on the YouTube channel. So hopefully you guys can learn something about just EAs and bots in general, like how to use your brain, how to, try and figure out the strategy that it uses to potentially make more money using them, right? Because I'm going to stick to what I have been saying from the jump, okay? Trading bots and indicators, I'm not a big fan of them. I'd rather me, myself, be taking the trades and actually be the one in control, because there are some flaws in these things, right? We saw those 2 break-even trades that could have been avoided just by having, the human there, which is nice because, we don't technically have to follow everything that the bot says, but we can't, right, just be like a little signal boy and just take every single trade that this thing puts out. We have to use our heads, be smart traders about it, and if you are a smart trader about it, yes, this thing can make you profitable, or for now, okay, up to week 3, all right? We're going to wait to see what week 4, but I'm not going to lie. Week 4 has looked pretty freaking good for this thing so far. We can show like a couple of the trades, but just to show an example, we had this trade right here. We had this trade right here that hit take profit, and then all of these were kind of garbage. During London session again, or let's see here. Yeah, we had London session here. When was this? This was pre-market, so we wouldn't have been able to take that. But then we had CPI news gave a really good signal. All of this was London. This was right when market opened. Actually, it told us to short here, take profit. It was actually a pretty good trade. So that's a little sneak peek of next week's video, what we'll be covering in that. And then, next week I'll give my full thoughts and review on it to see, can you be a profitable trader just simply using this bot with a slight bit of trading knowledge. Hopefully you guys are excited for that. I go to Coachella this weekend. I leave tomorrow, so hopefully you guys see that lifestyle vlog getting posted pretty soon. The Puerto Rico vlog should be up within the next 1 or 2 days for you guys to watch, and then the Coachella vlog will probably be in around a week. Okay. I appreciate you guys for fucking with me, fucking with my shit. The Discord sale ends tomorrow, okay? So this video is getting posted today. If you guys want access to the Discord sale, it's stopping tomorrow, okay? And this is by far the cheapest it'll ever be, okay? It's $100 right now. Usually it's $200, and it's never going back down to $100 until maybe my birthday next year, okay? Because $100 is too damn cheap for what I'm offering in there. But yeah, with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out. Stay safe.